Welcome in, along with Mike Renner. I'm Steve Palazzolo, and this is your Arizona Cardinals NFL Draft Recap, all powered by PFF Edge and Elite. Mike, this may have been our favorite draft of anyone because, yes, it starts with Kyler Murray at number 1, but ultimately, starter after starter after starter, at least potentially guys that we loved. It's almost like they were going straight off the PFF draft board.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is the best draft in terms of getting guys who we graded highly. They had a good deal of value picks. They had the first overall pick and the first pick of the second round. That always helps. But the guys they picked, it couldn't have been any better on our draft board. Kyler Murray, number 1 overall player on our draft board. Steve Keim swallowed his pride, said, we did not set at quarterback. I think Kyler Murray's better than Josh Rosen. I'm going to go get my guy. They did it, and we completely agree with that decision. Then Byron Murphy, another top 10 player on our draft board at the top of the second round. And then their next 3 picks, Andy Isabella, Zach Allen, Hakim Butler, all top 50 players on the PFF draft board. I mean, you can't do any better than what the Arizona Cardinals did with the first 5 picks.
Here's the breakdown. Murray, Murphy, and then Andy Isabella, who you said, they all ranked in our top 32. Zach Allen and Hakim Butler ranked in our second round. So essentially, yes, you said still 5 top 50 guys. But even when you get into round 5, you have Deontay Thompson, safety from Alabama, who has starter-type potential. So the depth here is excellent. Let's just go pick by pick really quick with all the top guys. When you talk about Kyler Murray, why is he an upgrade on Josh Rosen? Accurate from the pocket, elite athleticism, and we had him significantly ahead of all the other quarterbacks in this class.
Yeah, and his elite athleticism means he's probably going to translate quicker than slower to the NFL level. You can scheme stuff that will utilize his legs to affect opposing defenses, and he'll get more favorable looks than even Josh Rosen was getting a season ago, just because a defense has to play a running threat like Kyler Murray different than you have to play a stationary pocket passer like Rosen.
And when you look at the second round pick, Byron Murphy, we keep saying, look, cornerback is the most valuable position on the defensive side of the ball. Of course, QB on offense. When you get our number 1 QB and our number 1 corner, who's also a scheme fit, that's a big thing with all these corners. Byron Murphy should fit what Arizona does perfectly.
Yeah, the Vance Joseph, a zone heavy defensive coordinator. He reminds me, Byron Murphy, of a guy like Chris Harris. He could be utilized in that role where he goes outside and then the slot as well in that defense. So love that fit. And it's the value positional aspect. Quarterback, most valuable position. Cornerback, the second most valuable position. And all the guys they drafted with those first 5 picks, wide receiver and defensive end, those are all high-priced positions. So if you hit on it, you're saving yourself money that you don't have to spend in free agency, whereas if you're drafting a guard, maybe to fill out a roster and a nose tackle, you're not recouping that value.
Now, we'll get back to Zach Allen in a second, but once we got to the Andy Isabella pick between him and then Hakim Butler with the first pick of the 4th round, now it was starting to be time to build around Kyler Murray. Got Christian Kirk from last year. Different style playmakers now for Kyler to throw to.
Yeah, Andy Isabella in a Cliff Kingsbury offense could not be a better fit. I think he's going to be Kyler Murray's best friend there in terms of downfield passing. A different type of slot than Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk's more of an underneath slot type of guy, may even kick outside. Andy Isabella can play that slot, give you a vertical threat, and can move all across the formation with that elite speed. I think he's going to be productive in that Arizona offense.
And then Hakim Butler's the big-bodied guy, 6'5". We liked him as a second rounder. Some people liked him all the way up in the first round, but when you get him in the 4th, I think it's fantastic value. Doesn't separate, doesn't get in and out of his cuts like some other receivers, but a different style guy that you could throw the ball up to. And Kyler Murray has a great feel for throwing back shoulder passes.
Yeah, Kyler Murray is going to give his talent chances to make plays. Hakim Butler is a guy you have to trust that he's going to come down with it in those 50-50 situations, and he did majority of the time there at Iowa State. Had the most deep receptions of anyone in this draft class. He is a downfield weapon despite not necessarily being your classic separator down the field.
Zach Allen, the first pick of the 3rd round, a guy, again, we had as a second round type of player, a power defensive end. At the very least, he comes in and he can stop the run, see some snaps early in his career.
Yeah, I think Zach Allen just brings positional versatility to the table as well. Like you said, he's going to stop the run at a high level no matter what. That one I'm pretty certain about. The pass rush might come in a little bit, but he has the versatility to be base end on early downs and then kick inside, rush the pass from the interior, and I think that in and of itself has some value.
Lamont Gaillard, center from Georgia, the 6th round pick. Even he has starting potential, especially with that Arizona offensive line. So you're all the way in to the later rounds with guys that can contribute, but I want to go back to Deontay Thompson, first pick of round 5. There was a point where he was getting first-round hype. He has excellent free safety skills. The question, though, is his athleticism.
Yeah, athleticism is a concern, but I think you're going to get a guy who might give up a handful of big plays a year, but he's going to make big plays as well. So you're going to have to take the good with the bad. But when you're talking about the 5th round, you're barely verging on guys who can even make your football team. I think he's, one, going to make football team, and two, could actually start contributing sooner rather than later.
When you sum it all up, the Arizona Cardinals draft, they made a difficult, but we think the right decision right off the bat with Kyler Murray. And then it was good decision after good decision. They added depth, and they added it at positions of value. The Arizona Cardinals, our top draft for any team in the NFL. For the full breakdown, be sure to get to ProFootballFocus.com.